They say you are what you eat, so I don't eat chicken feet. But I love me some of Grandma's pickled beets. Well, cut it up, put it in the pan, throw it over your shoulder and see where it lands right here in Farmer's Kitchen. Maters, taters, beans and corn, the cows in the barn and the sheep's been shorn, kids in the barnyard chasing Grandpa's chicken. Spices, slices, cuts and dices, gonna slash your grocery prices right here in Farmer's Kitchen. Help you grow your garden good with recipes to suit your mood. Try some grub you've never tried before. Smash it with a wooden mallet. Gonna educate your palate. Right here in Farmer's Kitchen. In Tim Farmer's Country Kitchen. We're gonna cook something good now.
Funding for Tim Farmer's Country Kitchen is brought to you by the City of Stanford, Kentucky. Come back home to Stanford. L81 Bottling Company. Taste, love, and share the tradition. Woods Equipment Company has every tool you need to make working the land as rewarding as hunting it.
Hello and welcome to Tim Farmer's Country Kitchen. Hello, Mrs. Farmer.
Oh, hi, Mr.
Boy,
Farmer.
You're looking cute in your little cowboy hat and black shirt.
You look nice in your cowboy hat, too.
Thank you so much.
Wow.
Why do we have these on?
Because we're cowboy cooking.
We are cowboy cooking. You know what? You know what today is, by the way?
It's almost 4th of July.
It's almost 4th of July. We got our flags up. Well, we
Right.
always have our flags up. Proud to be an American.
That's good.
Proud to be sitting right here where we can have us a little fire over here and cook up what we want to cook up. Now, another thing, and the reason I prompted you a minute ago is what's going on today. 4 years ago, this whole thing began.
Wow.
We want to thank KET, RFD, and our millions, literally millions of viewers on YouTube. After we post the shows on our television stations, we go to YouTube and we have people from all over the world that watch us. With that, when you have all those folks, I like the input on our Facebook page and the .com. Guess what? They're asking us for things. It's a long weekend. So
Everybody's camping.
What else?
Cowboy cooking, camping.
These are becoming so popular. Now, these have been around since 1776. Literally, we have some, we've collected some that are from the late 1700s. Now, we've done anything from the very simple stuff, from cake mixes, where most people get their start. They do, what do you call them, cobblers, things like that. We're going to do a simple one today, but we're going to go into some other things and show you various things that you can do with one of these. Treat it like it's your oven. If you put it over top of a fire, it can be a skillet. It's a wonderful, wonderful thing. The most recent thing we did last week was...
Oh, with the mushrooms and the chicken. It was delicious.
Now, basically a recipe like that, most people would think that you would do that, have to do that inside on a stove and so on and so forth. We did it in one pan over the fire, and then we put some coals on top of that. Now, over the years, we've graduated. We started out slow. We wanted to show you, and very repetitively. Most of the time we cook, if you're baking, it's around 350 degrees, and a lot of the stews and things that we do are 350 degrees.
Right.
So remember this, 17 on top, 8 on the bottom. That's 25. You can't get 17 on the bottom. You can get 17 on top. So that's the easy thing to remember. There's 25. You can cook just about anything at 350 degrees. Now, if you have to add more or take some away, there are charts, and you can look up these charts and figure out what you need to do. Now, all you need is hot coals. All you need is heat. This is an oven. It's convection. It's wonderful.
And it's outside.
It's outside. It's, you know, no mess.
Right. I like that.
On the inside.
I like that.
So as we travel around different places, we're going to start packing these with us. How about a little RVing?
That'd be fun.
How about traveling around, going to some different places?
Meet some new people.
Different people. Trying new recipes. Maybe finding some folks who are doing this too.
That'd be fun.
To share our recipes with, and they can share our stuff. Now, here's the deal. It's the middle of summer, but fall will be here shortly. Now, we love our venison.
Yeah, we
That's
do.
good organic meat. So let's go ahead and start using up some of our venison and have space for the freezer. Let's go back and look at this particular piece. Trust me, you will want to try this. If you don't have any venison, try this with beef. You're going to absolutely love it. It's Kelly behind the camera. It's her favorite recipe we've ever done. We're going to take a roast. How do I know this is a roast?
says
because
roast.
it says roast on it, R-O-A-S-T. Now that's what happens when you package your meat or have it packaged. You need to know what it is. That came right here from the deer. We've got our pan heating up. This is a fairly simple process. Now if you're doing this at home in your oven, 350 degrees in a closed pan, and a roast pan, however you want to do that, it'll work just as well, but you won't get that nice little smoky flavor we're getting here. So the first thing I'm going to do is get this out of the bag. This is one I just shot, a deer I just shot this past season. Okay, we're going to take this now, and I'm going to bring this hot pan over here and set it on a rock. And if you will, all you have to do is dump that out into this hot pan. I'm going to put a little oil in it, and then we're going to sear that on all sides. So now we go get our hot pan that's been hung up right over the fire. Salt and pepper. Just a bit of salt and a bit of pepper. Gonna get that nice and seared. Now, Nikki, if you will, order me some onions.
So you want big chunks?
Now at this point, the obvious, you know what, we're not even gonna peel these carrots. I'm just gonna cut them up in pieces about like that, because as you know, some good stuff in there. Plus, I'm just kind of lazy. One-arm guy peeling a carrot. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna use probably only an onion and a half on this. We've already seared our meat. If you were inside and you wanted to go ahead and take your onions and saute those in butter and get those cooked down, the way we're gonna do it, we're gonna cook it over the fire. Now that takes a little specialty, and you really gotta watch it. You can't let it get boiling too much, and it's gonna take several hours to do this. If you did it in the oven, I would recommend 325 for probably around 3.5 to maybe 3 hours and 45 minutes. This is a slow cooking deal. Remember, this is venison. Now, I know where this venison came from, right up the hill. I mean, it is fresh. So let's cut these up into pretty good sized chunks. Maybe cut 2 more cuts on that. All right. We'll cut up some more carrots in a little bit. We're gonna use Country Boy. We just met with those guys. They're the nicest guys, well knowledgeable. They know their stuff. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take 2 beers. Then we're gonna take probably around 3.5, maybe more cups of beef stock. Let's put all the liquids in the bowl. Then let's lay our assorted vegetables out in there. We're also gonna add about 5 or 6 potatoes. I'm gonna use red skins, and we're not gonna peel them. Instead of a whole bunch of salt, well, actually we'll get our salt like this. The bouillon, if you use the bouillon cubes sometimes,
gives salty
or
flavor.
you can use granules as well. It gives that nice robust, it just adds to it. All right, I'm gonna drop in 2 bouillon cubes, and I'm gonna go, I've never measured this, but I'm gonna say probably a 1.5 tablespoons of brown sugar, 1.5 tablespoons of mustard. Just gonna mix that up just a little bit. Now we're gonna finish off with a little thyme, rosemary, probably a 1/3 teaspoon. Now you remember our precious honey that we slung not too long ago. I'm gonna put about, I don't know, a tablespoon of that. Then we put the top on, hang it up, and let her roll. Okay, now I'm preparing a pan over here with cornmeal. I've already got some oil on the bottom of it. Now this is similar to what you do when you're making a pizza. We just don't want our bread to stick. Set that aside. Keep the ashes out. This is not one of those quick things, but it is worth the wait because there's yeast, you have to knead it, and you have to roll it down, and it's a fairly lengthy process. But let me give you the overview right here. Here's your dry ingredients. We're gonna take a 1/4 cup of sugar, 1.5 teaspoons of salt, 2 packages of yeast, 2 cups of flour, 2 tablespoons of black pepper, 1/2 tablespoon of rosemary, 1/2 teaspoon of powdered garlic, and I'd say a teaspoon of basil, dry basil. Then on the stove, we're going to take a 12-ounce beer, 1/2 cup of water, and 3 tablespoons of oil, and we're going to heat until very warm. About like you'd want to do, you stick your toe in the bath water to make sure it's, it's not too hot, and you're just like, I guess I can get in there, but it's going to be hot. Now what you're going to do is you're going to slowly beat the liquid into the flour until blended. Then increase speed on your beaters for about 3 minutes. After you've got to that point, you're going to stir in 3 cups of flour with the wooden spoon slowly. Then you turn your dough out onto a flour surface and knead until it's smooth and elastic. And it's starting to smell good right now already. Oil your clean bowl, turn your dough to coat with the oil, and cover with the towel until doubled, and that's going to take about an hour. After the dough has doubled, you take it out, you punch it down, you just take it out and roll it up again. Turn it out onto the flour surface and shape it into a ball. Place it in the Dutch oven and cover for 45 minutes, or you can leave it in that bowl, it doesn't really matter. Then you're going to bake this for 30 to 45 minutes. All right? I'm going to check it at a half hour and see where it's at. So we're at the stage right now where we're going to take that and put it right in that pan, which is now heated up. It's not even Sunday, but it sure feels like it.
Delish.
You remember your mother would fix a roast on Sunday?
Every Sunday.
Look at the steam rolling off of that. Let me tell you what, that bread is fresh. It smells so good. That is falling apart. I just checked it. Go ahead and cut us a little slice off of that. Now, again, I typically, for years, have been doing all my stuff. Look at that.
Wow. I don't even need to cut it, really. You can just pull that.
You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go ahead and get some juice. All right, let's get in here. Dip a little of that juice.
That's delicious.
So tender.
To me, a venison roast tastes better than a beef roast. Is it to you?
Mm-hmm. I'm picking up the mustard. I'm picking up the little bit of sweet, but the sweet is not overpowering. But man, what a nice compliment. This may, all right, I'm not going to say I like this more than the currant jelly and red wine.
It's good. It's delicious. May I try some bread?
You may.
I'm anxious to try that.
Wow. What a great way. Now, I'm really anxious. You're a bread lover.
I do love
To
bread.
get your reaction here. Let it sink in a little bit before you say anything.
Tastes like something you get at a fancy restaurant. It's really good. It's delicious.
That bread was fantastic.
Yes, it was.
Is that okay for me to say, even though I cooked it?
Yeah.
I'm not beating my own drum. or
No,
anything,
it was
but
good.
really, really
I could just
good.
eat the bread. It was good.
And that venison. And
That was delicious.
It was very particular to
Right.
that honey mustard. Oh, it's really good.
Delicious.
All right, we got a lot of things we want to show you, so I need to hush my mouth. And let's go straight to the ribs. Everybody's talking about the ribs. Everybody wants to see these ribs again. I'm telling you what, stack you some onions up, pop them on there, and you're good to go. As we travel, meet different people, and they find different ways that they show us how to do things. Richard McAllister recently did a chicken. Remember that? He used the vegetables to actually stack the chicken on to create that airflow underneath it. The vegetables ended up absorbing the chicken fat and tasting absolutely wonderful. Everything was great. So today, we're having real ribs. We're going to take these onions and we're going to cut them in half, and we're going to actually use those as a little cooking rack to set the ribs on.
Oh, good idea.
So underneath that, we're going to have some beer. I think we got a dark sweet beer. We're going to put underneath that to have that steam and all that stuff's cooking. You have the flavor of the beer, the flavor of the onions. We're going to take these ribs, we're going to peel off that bottom membrane with a paper towel like we do. Then we're going to take a little bit of mustard so it will hold our rub, and we're going to put all over it, and it'll seal it a little bit too. Then we're going to take our favorite dry rub, one that I have made. Should I give them a recipe?
That's a secret.
Ooh, that might be a secret. And our barbecue sauce, we're going to take that, set it on top of the onions, close her up. You remember the 350 degree combination?
17 on top and 8 on bottom.
Very
What
good.
do I win?
You win a chance to help me build a compost bin.
Wow. You're not going to feed me?
I'll feed you eventually,
Okay.
but that's going to take a little while. Now, what
Okay.
we're going to do is about 2 hours and 15 minutes. We're going to check these.
Okay.
Now, I'm hoping the rain will hold off and the wind's not blowing too bad. We may have to replace some charcoal on there. Keep an eye on that. You smell anything?
Smells good. What'd you
How you
make?
like your ribs?
Falling off the bone.
I promise you, with all that moisture in there, with all those onions, all the moisture, all the convection cooking that these will fall off the bone.
Did you peek?
Nope.
Really?
I just know.
Okay.
2 hours and 20 minutes, roughly.
Okay.
You ready?
Can we eat?
You want a little barbecue sauce on yours after?
Yeah, I do. All
right, here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna go over here, pull the top off.
Okay.
I'm gonna grab these, I'm gonna put them on this plate, and we're gonna chow.
Alrighty.
Dig?
Sounds good.
All right, you ready for this?
I am. Oh, wow. Wow. Ooh, we need an onion, too.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Oh, my goodness.
Now, I've got to get over the whole thing here. Why? Because they'll fall apart if I don't.
Perfect.
There's no doubt about these.
Those look delicious.
Done. Now, what about an onion?
I want an onion. How about a couple onions?
Those onions are falling apart.
Oh, that looks good.
You think it's worth eating?
Oh, I better try it. You probably shouldn't try it.
Yeah, I'll probably just watch you.
Okay.
Look at here. Did you hear me say
Wow.
that thing about the falling apart? Watch this.
Oh, goodness.
Look at that. Just falling apart. That's what you want.
I don't even need a knife.
Look at that. It's just coming apart.
Wow.
Look at that bone just fall out.
Can I try it?
You can.
Good.
Well, you know, they're going to be moist. Look at that. Look how
Wow.
moist they are. They're going to be moist from all that moisture in there. Oh, wow.
Delicious. It's amazing.
Best ribs?
The onion's amazing. Try the onion. It's very hot, though. Be careful.
That's not an onion. That's our shelf.
Oh, okay. The shelf you made is delicious. Is that good or?
Oh, wow.
Wow.
No dry ribs here.
You outdid yourself. These are really good.
Those might be... I fixed a lot of ribs a lot of different ways in smokers, this, that, and the other. Those might be my favorite ribs.
These are the best I've ever had. Good job.
All right. We all have our weaknesses. We all have our guilty pleasures when it
Right.
comes to food. You know what mine is?
Onion rings everywhere we go.
And I got to try the onion rings.
Yeah. You eat 'em all.
Sometimes they're pretty good. There's a couple places around here that really got some good ones.
Yes.
All right, I'm sorry. I love onion rings. You have a weakness any place we go. If it's got, well, go ahead and tell me.
Philly cheesesteak.
Green
Love
peppers,
it.
onions,
I love
anything
it.
like that, and horseradish,
Right.
whatever. She absolutely loves that. So I was thinking one day that I want to cook something for my sweetie.
Aw.
And I took this idea and tried it. And what was your thoughts on
It's
it?
the best I ever had.
Was it
It was
really?
delicious, yeah. You need to make that again.
All right, take a look at this. This is quick and easy, inexpensive, and delicious.
What do you think?
That's
Steph?
looking
Pretty
mighty yummy.
This is my favorite stuff.
Tell you what, I'm going to break these up in little smaller pieces
right.
because we're going for the roll here, and we're going to need them a little bit smaller. All right, let's see if we got some good hot lard.
Oh,
Smell that?
that smells delicious.
That's what you like right there, isn't it?
Can I just eat that?
Just hold it right over top here, because I don't want to get any mess on the table. Oh, wait, we don't have a table. We're outside, so we're not worried about a mess. All right, let's start dressing these bad boys up. This is not going to take long.
Okay.
Cheese? Oh, this is going to be terrible.
I'm very
You
excited.
like a lot of cheese?
Dude.
I wish you could just smell these. Of course, you know what peppers and onions. It smells like fair food.
Yes, it
doesn't
does. Let me try and make sure it's good.
I bet it's terrible.
Oh, that's good.
Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. This is gonna be awful. A little bit of pepper,
Wow.
salt,
Yum.
maybe a little garlic. Coming back with some horseradish, just because.
Because it's so good. This might be my favorite thing. I don't know, your pizza was pretty good, but this might be my favorite.
Horseradish, oh, creamy horseradish. Yeah, 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 yeah.
See
All right,
how it
I'm gonna
turns
have
out?
you roll those up,
It's really tight.
tight as you can. Yep. Now let's take some more. Turn these over. That's
Oh, it looks so good.
the Trinity.
Wow. I don't know if I can eat that. That's
Spices
huge.
through. You
That's
can
humongous.
do it. You can do it. Now, await the sizzle. Are you ready? Listen very carefully.
Oh, wow.
Oh, no, what a terrible sound. Now, rather rapidly, we're gonna let a lot of that heat get in here. We're gonna turn these just a couple minutes on each side. Are you ready for your
Oh, wow.
rolled
Wow.
flank steak?
Those look
Cowboy
delicious.
cooking a la Nikki.
Yum.
Look right there.
That looks perfect.
Look right here.
Yummy.
Think about that.
I say we eat them.
Look at there. Look at that.
It's too pretty to eat.
Smell that.
I'm actually excited.
How about a little more horseradish?
Yes.
I'm telling you what,
Yummy.
the little things you can do that's so simple. How long did that take?
Nothing.
0. We
Yeah.
sauteed the stuff. If you could, all right, you know how you eat the food that you know is not good for you. You go to the fair and
Right.
that's what this smells like. But really, when you look at what's in this, there's nothing bad for you.
It's good for us.
Carve it up.
I will.
And we like ours a little rare.
It's cutting nice.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, wow. Look at that. How pretty. That looks so good.
The cheese is melted in there.
I didn't know flank steak was so tasty. Or is it just how you made it?
Let me tell you what.
That's delicious. That is so good. I don't think I'd want this on bread. You could, but this is delicious.
Now, if you wanted yours more done, obviously leave it in there longer, turn it over more. I really like that pink right there. So these recipes can be as complicated or as simple as you would like for them to be. Now, again, you got a fire burning, you got some logs. When they burn down, you've got little pieces of wood left. Basically, if you don't have any charcoal, lump charcoal,
Right.
with it, just use that. If you don't have any briquettes, use that. If you do, it's much easier because you can count them out. But let's regress and let's go back to something simple, because you made something the other day that was absolutely wonderful. Sometimes you want easy.
Right.
If it comes out of a box,
It's good.
it's easy.
And you like dessert.
I love spice cake. But more than that, I love your icing. And tell us real quick, because we've already done this, give us the rundown on your icing real quick.
It's just a whole pack of cream cheese. I let it get room temperature and a half stick of butter room temperature. Mix that up with a teaspoon of vanilla. And once I got that beaten up, I started adding the powdered sugar. I added about 3.5 cups of powdered
wow.
sugar. And that's it.
So it's healthy.
It's very healthy. You can just eat it with a spoon.
You know what? I'm sorry, but sometimes you just got to go all the way and just be bad.
Yeah, it's very good.
But I mean, the spice cake and that particular mix, this is
wonderful.
for the very beginner. All right? So if you're watching this, you're on vacation this week, this is for the beginner.
And
Let's
this
show
is
them how
simple.
easy this is.
And what we did is we just took a regular cake spice mix, and we're going to just do exactly what it says, except instead of water, we're going to use a ginger flavored pop.
Aha.
So we're going to go ahead and put a 1/3 cup of oil and 1 cup of our ginger flavored pops. So I'm going to do 3 eggs, cake mix.
That smells good already.
And see, we're not using a real mixer. We're just going to use our whisk because we're camping.
All right, at this point, we've already oiled our 12-inch Lodge pan.
I'm just going to pour it in there.
Pour that in there. I'm telling you what, the combination of that with your icing is just absolutely phenomenal.
And it'll be just like a regular cake. 350 degrees. Let's give it 30 minutes, maybe 35.
All right,
We'll check
I'm
it.
going to pack this over here. Now,
I already made
that
that.
does not need to bake.
Do you want to taste a little bit of that? Isn't that delicious?
Oh, I love that
And I just
stuff.
kind of let it sit, let it get room temperature. It's nice and gooey.
Now, we're going to let this cool a minute, and while it's cooling, let's talk about our Facebook page, Tim Farmer's Country Kitchen. We want people to get on there and like it. Tell your friends about us. We talked to some folks recently from Arizona who were watching our show and are going to move here because they miss his wife's from Princeton, and
Right.
they've seen us do so many things. They want to come back to Kentucky and do that. They're coming back to Kentucky.
Oh, how nice.
So we're reaching people all over the place. Really enjoying that. Talk
Yeah.
with us, see where we're going, what we're doing on our Facebook page, and also timfarmerscountrykitchen.com. Check out shows that you might have missed, and we've got a bunch of them. 4 years,
Yeah.
and we do almost 44 shows a year.
Right.
That's a bunch.
Yes, it is.
Now, you talk about cut and dry.
What a simple recipe.
I mean, that took no time at all. How long did we cook that?
30 minutes.
30 minutes. I mean, that's enough to play one game of corn bag toss.
Right. And I had my cream cheese icing already made. You can make that ahead of time, take it with you, and just slap it on everything you eat.
Go ahead. You get the first bite.
I get the first bite? All right.
I could eat every bit of that. And I'm not talking about this piece. I'm talking about every bit of it.
That's good and sweet. I like the ginger soda in that. What do you think?
That's heaven. That's delicious. And when the camera's off, I'm going to go Cro-Magnon.
I might video you doing that.
We've already got video, I think. Remember the jam cake?
Oh, that's right. That's right.
You know what? This was a wonderful night. It's been so hot. This is actually decent. We got a little breeze blowing.
Right.
Perfect tonight for the fire and cooking.
And dessert.
Dessert before the main course.
That's right.
You know what? We showed you all those main courses tonight. Try them out. Check them out. They're none of them are that hard. You can have a lot of fun this week. Cowboy cooking. Don't forget your hat.
That's right. You got to have a hat.
And listen, don't forget to like our Facebook page. Tell all your friends about it. And until next week, it's all about
good times,
good friends,
and good eats.
See you next week on Tim Farmer's Country Kitchen.
Yum.
To order a cookbook or DVD of the show, please call 502-319-0487 or email timfarmerck@gmail.com. Special thanks to CKY, Canoe, Kentucky, Furniture World Superstore, Housewarmings, Lodge Cast Iron, Tater Knob Pottery and Farm. Funding for Tim Farmer's Country Kitchen is brought to you by Good Foods Co-op, Kentucky Sheep and Wool Producers Association, and the Kentucky Goat Producers Association, Marksbury Farm Market, Weisenberger Mill, Your Village Shop, Diamond Gusset Jeans, the original Gusset Jean, careful craftsmanship, continual improvement. Diamond Gusset Jeans, born and worn in the USA since 1987.